you, this is just really fun fishing. Light action, light rods.
Around it, you guys.
You know, Bruce, what I really like about this rod too, that butt just fits right under your armpit, you know?
Yep.
Gives you good leverage.
All the way over to the side of the boat. All the way over. There you go. Oh, we're hung up. There you go. Stop. You got it? Oh, cool. Got it. Good work, Bob. You've never done that before, have you? Motor's in neutral.
Oh.
You can keep going if you want. What do you got?
There he is.
Hey! Oh, bigger sturgeon.
Ah, man.
All right, bring him up. Slide up over right there. That's good. Just keep the rod out to the side.
Ah, nice sturgeon.
Okay, let's go ahead and grab your lead here. Let's keep her fish. You need help? No. You know, if you hook him right, you snag that one. All right.
Well, Dave, you've got two fish, but the wrong ones.
Man, I am 100% on sturgeon. They bite, I get them. No doubt about it. Hey, and they're fun too, I tell you, those fish do pull. But we need something a little shinier.
There you go, keep going. Don't disturb Bob's fishing. Yeah. Swing up here, Kelly, a little bit.
Okay.
Here, let's run you around the boat.
Okay, no problem. I'm gonna go back up.
Yep, get back up. Wherever that fish goes, you go. Got your track shoes on there? Yep. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Don't. Stay 2 against the boat. Don't back up. That's a nice number. Rod that way, rod that way. Nice and easy. Drop down, rod down. There you go. Remember, try and go cut them. There we go. Slowly. Hey, all right, nookie. Rod out that way. Rod down. There we go. I'm always afraid we're going to lose them. Good.
Nice job, Jeff.
Nice job, Kelly. Go ahead and hang on to that. Eric, can you see around me?
Got it.
Daddy, and guess what? Put the hand in.
Yeah.
Nice fish. All right. Just barely got it.
Thank you.
Nice, just like that. For all those of you guys at home, this is where the money shot comes in, but also we're going to rip the gills out to make it better meat. Kelly, prepare the box. Shut it. Nice. All right, Kelly. Hey.
That's what I'm talking about.
No one is happy about having to repair a vehicle after an accident. However, I was very happy when I chose First Choice Collision Center when I needed this service. I can't say enough about how they treated me. Fast and friendly just doesn't say enough. They have amazing technology to make a damaged vehicle look like new. At First Choice Collision Center, you can expect modern service with old-fashioned values. That was my experience, and I'm sure it will be yours too. Fall run salmon are pouring into the region, and anglers are shifting their focus to areas like Priest Rapids, Vernita, and White Bluffs. That doesn't mean they are putting away their super baits. These baits are very effective for fall run fish, but they are also adding the Yakima bait, mag-lip flatfish, and the hognose flatfish to their arsenal. You can find these great baits at Hooked on Toys in Wenatchee, and you can find even more great gear by visiting hookedontoys.com.
Your town Ford is kicking off the season with the best deals of the year. It's the Built Ford Tough Truck event. Great power and amazing fuel economy means no compromises. And that's what you get in a truck built Ford tough, like the Ford F-150, with a powerful and efficient EcoBoost engine. The power you want and the economy you need. Or Ford Super Duty, with its amazing 6.7-liter Power Stroke turbo diesel. If you're looking for power, payload, towing economy, your town Ford's got the truck for you. Head to your town Ford in East Wenatchee.
You are the Sturgeon King, Dave. There is no doubt.
Keep yourself
I can get them. I can set the hook on those guys.
Grab your stuff. Keep her snug.
Yes, sir, boy. I'm deadly. I am just deadly. Yeah. They pull though.
Oh, it's a fish.
Yeah, you know something. Let's see. I've got 3.
Real. Right to the edge of the boat. Not too much over the edge. Remember, that fish on the edge of the boat. You gotta put that rod in there. Again, that time cut him right off. Underneath the boat, you got a rod in. Don't lift him out of the water.
Oh boy. Nice.
Alright, good fish.
Good fish, Eric.
Alright, turn that way. Here we come in. Eric's fish. Alright. Nice snooker.
Way to go, buddy.
Slide around the net. That's how easy those hooks come out of them.
Yeah, good job. Yeah, the hook just fell out.
Nice, nice. Thanks, Bruce. Thank you.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Alrighty. Oh, we just fell back in the water, Eric. Sorry.
Oh, dang it. I hate when that happens.
Turn around here.
Lots of teeth, guys. Way to go. Hi, I'm Dave Graybill, the Fishin Magician, and I'm sitting in front of the Lake Pateros Inn. Lake Pateros Inn is one of the most convenient places you can stay if you like to fish for salmon or steelhead on the Upper Columbia River. You can moor your boat at the dock, or there are 2 ramps within yards. They have outdoor power so you can charge your electric motor. Rooms are clean and comfortable and very affordable. Everything you need is right here at the Lake Pateros Inn.
Gaboon Productions, LLC is a full-service video production company right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Gaboon is a term coined by my grandfather, commercial fishing in Alaska. It's when a bunch of fish hit your net all at the same time. We capture life as you see it, from filming those special moments to catching something big. Gaboon Productions, LLC can record it, edit it, and save it for you forever. We do weddings, theater productions, concerts, reunions, commercials, and more. Go to GaboonProductions.com on the web, check us out on Facebook and on YouTube. Gaboon Productions, LLC, the little video company capturing your big moments.
The Evinrude E-Tech. It's a dream come true.
For E-Tech engine sales and service and repair of all boats and motors, call Lyle's Boats and Motors in Kashmir, 663-5191.
I'm ready if you are. You are.
He will be. Just a second.
Good.
Nice.
There we go. All right.
See, Bobby?
Now we're loose.
Okay, good. There, Bob. Nice fish.
Okay, this time.
Nice fish. All right. Come on, Dave, break the spell. Okay, hold slow down. Don't come up too hard here. That's the depth of
No, it isn't.
Sturgeon. Get him up. Get back to it.
Bruce boy. Next time you want to go sturgeon fishing, better have me on board, huh? That's 4. You might have the biggest and the most, but I've got the ones with the prettiest eyes. What a fish. How about that?
There's number 4 for him today, guys.
Woohoo! How about that?
Well, Dave, if the object was to catch sturgeon today, you'd be the top dog.
Champion! No kidding.
Hi, you are not gonna believe this. I bought Pepsi Next.
What's Pepsi Next?
It's the new cola from Pepsi. It's got real cola taste, but 60% less sugar.
Real cola taste. 60% less sugar.
Yeah. I know.
It's unbelievable.
But this is the most impressive thing I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Oh, definitely. Look at the camera. I've never had anything like it. My parents are gonna flip.
Yeah, they're gonna be so proud.
Introducing Pepsi Next. Drink it to believe it.
Are you getting this, honey? It's going viral.
The goal of Battery Systems is to provide the best products combined with the most efficient service at competitive prices. I've found their people live up to this, so don't buy anything without talking to them. You should make their batteries and accessories your choice to power your vehicles and boats. This is Dave Graybill, and I choose Battery Systems to keep me running onshore and on the water. To find a Battery Systems product expert in a location near you, log on to batterysystems.net. Don't make plans to store your boat for the off-season until you've checked out the Super Package from Bob File Boats and Motors. With this package, you just drop your boat off for winterizing, and they take it from there. When you pick it up in the spring, it'll be ready to go for the next season. There are too many features in the Super Package to list here, so get the details by calling Bob File Boats and Motors at 509-884-3558.
Bob File Boats and Motors. We're dealing. Bob File's gonna make you smile.
Back up. Back up. And you pull it underneath. A little too quick. Yeah. Ready? Alright, Eric with another nice fish. Pretty buddy. Nice job.
All right.
Nice.
You gold during fish hog.
Okay, keep this tight right here for me. That's a handy. Nice brain fish. Get it right in the end of the nose right there with our marvelous hook popped right out. Nice. Our Mack smile blade on there that give a little extra flash. Here's Eric with his nice Columbia River. Woohoo!
Beautiful. Very
Right off the
nice.
mouth of Deschutes.
Hey, Bruce, thank
Perfect.
you. Woohoo!
The Columbia River Gorge. In the early fall, off the mouth of the Deschutes River, is teeming with bright fall run fish. And it was our extreme pleasure today to fish with Bruce Warren, and he put us into some great fishing up there today. This is a different style of fishing. I'm not saying it's unique to this stretch of the Columbia River, but it was where I was introduced to it, and we were doing it again today, and it's called hover fishing. And Bruce, how would you describe hover fishing, that technique?
Well, you know, it's kind of a combination between, you know, a modified back bouncing, a modified drift fishing. It's really unique in its own aspect. Very simple to do, very effective. The best part about it, good bait will rule the day.
Absolutely, and that's what he had a good supply of, was fresh eggs. And that's pretty essential to hover fishing.
Absolutely.
I don't think I've ever seen any other bait used.
Yeah, you can put a cocktail with it with a small shrimp tail or a small piece of sardine, something of that nature too, but boy, fresh cured eggs, the better the eggs are, the better your fishing experience, the better the bites are gonna be.
Right. And today, we didn't have a lot of current. We were dealing with a lot of wind, and I have to hand it to you and Bobby Loomis at the tiller, keeping this boat, the Vista Cruiser. This is a 25-foot North River. Have I got that right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and I tell you, it's beautiful, big, roomy boat, and it's low profile. So, I mean, I felt for the guys that were out there that had their tops up.
Yeah, had the tops up, the full windshield models. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that would be a challenge. The idea of this hover fishing too is you just put on a fresh skein of eggs on a single hook, egg loop, drop it down to the bottom, and then come up 2 cranks.
Yep, 2 cranks.
And as you said though, you got to pay attention.
You bet.
Because these fish will come up and they'll just nip at that bait, and they may pick it up and spit it out. You have really got to be on top of your game when you're doing this hover fishing. But boy, when you do, we're using 2-ounce drop lead.
Yep, 2 ounces of lead, cannonball lead preferably, so it doesn't snag up too bad.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to show you here today, guys, is that we're going to show you how we rig for these guys.
Absolutely. You know, again, there's a few simple things that you need to do for hover fishing anywhere on the Columbia.
Yep.
It's a pretty basic rig. Walk us through that if you will.
Well, and you can do this hover fishing a lot of places where they have fall Chinook primarily. You can do it for spring Chinook.
Yeah.
It's primarily a Chinook technique, and very essential gear, but it's very basic. It doesn't have to be the $5,000 casting rod or anything like that.
Right.
So what we've got today is a medium action. Actually, it's a medium Magnum hot shot rod from Lima Glass.
I got to use this rod today, by the way, and it's a beauty. This is built exactly for this technique.
Exactly. Like I said, it's a hot shot rod, but it's got a super butt. You can tell by how we're bending it here. The tip really bends well.
Yeah.
It's got a very light tip, but boy, when it comes to really putting some muscle to these fish, this rod has got it.
It does, and also I really like the length of this handle. This is very well thought out, because when you're holding that rod all day long.
Yep.
And it's light. It's a very high-tech length. And then when you do have a fish on, that fits right under your armpit, and it takes a lot of that stress off you. Very well thought out rod.
With the long butt on them, like I said, this is a typical salmon rod. With the long butt, it gives you a lot of extra leverage. You can put it on your arm like I've got it here. You can put it in your gut like there, or you can stick it up underneath your armpit. And believe me, it will pay dividends in having these longer butt rods.
It's essential.
Yep. So again, this is a Lima Glass rod, and you can run whatever reel you want, but these are Abu Garcia line counter reels, so we know right where we're at, because when you see a fisher at 15 feet, we want to be at 15 feet. So a line counter reel. I use braided line. You don't have to. I like it because it's a little bit thinner diameter, cuts through the water a lot better, and you feel every little tick.
You do, and boy, when you rear back, there's no stretch. It's straight.
Yep.
Straight to that hook.
You know you've got something on there. By the way, how were those sturgeon on this rod?
I tell you what, it proved its worth. I mean, today I let Eric, who's behind the camera right now, catch all the kings because he's new to this.
Boy, that's nice of you.
It was nice of me, I admit that. But we got sturgeon up to the keeper size, you know, close to 5 feet, and I'll tell you what, they are a handful. And that rod just proved its worth.
Oh yeah, worked great on them.
Yep.
So let's continue on. This is 40-pound braid, and the reason why we're using what people think for salmon fishing is a little bit light. It works great up here. Again, you're on a 5500 Abu Garcia reel, or in that size range. We're trying to keep this light because you will hold on to this rod all day long. So again, you don't want to sit there and have this big clunky reel and this
would
short
wear you
rod.
out,
It
for
would
sure.
it would just beat you up.
Yeah.
So we're not into that. This is sport fishing, so we want to have some fun with it too. So we got our rod and our reel and our line basically spoke about, or talked to. Now we're going to rig up our leads and so on. So you want a slider. Now this is a product here we can't get anymore. I absolutely love them, and this is called a UV slider. I don't know where we can get them anymore. If you find a source, let me know.
You know, when I saw that, I thought, oh yeah, I've got some of those, but you've trimmed it down.
Yep.
You can still get them, but they're a different design.
A little bit different design.
Yeah.
And then what we take is a Duplo snack or a dual snap. We just put a big one on there, and that's how we anchor our lead to that slider. Put a big bead on there on your main line, and that helps protect that knot. So that bead and that's not going to beat on that knot too many more times.
Exactly.
Then we're going to run a swivel. A lot of guys will use a bead chain swivel. I'm just using a regular old barrel swivel. It works out pretty good. Then we're going to go to our leader. And this is where the fun part really begins. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. This is about a 35-inch leader, so right about 3 feet. Improved clinch knots at the beginning of it, next to your swivel. A regular old egg loop tied on a 2/0 hook. And you can switch around on those hooks a little bit too. You can go to a 1/0, you can go up to a 3/0. You like a 2/0 for this, it works out pretty good. Hey, the Sturgeon even liked it.
They did. It even worked on the Sturgeon very well.
And you notice, this is our egg loop that's tied into it.
Yeah.
So you put your bait on there, slide it on the hook, open up that egg loop, slide it up the shank, put your bait in that loop, pull it snug, and you're fishing just like that.
Now there were a couple of other things that I noticed that you were doing today, and on the same egg loop tie though, you were using a different style hook.
We have a different style hook available to us now. It's called a sickle hook. One particular brand that I like, we're not going to mention the name of it, but it's called a big river bait hook. So you should be able to figure out what it is from there. Incredible hook, and what that is again, that's the sickle design. You notice a regular octopus hook.
Yeah.
And then over here we have the sickle hook. And this sickle hook is a little bit unique bend. You can see the two right there. And this sickle hook, now that we have our barbless hook regulations on the Columbia River and most of the tributaries, you can notice that from the point here all the way down to that first bend, it's basically one long point.
Yes.
Where here you've got the same thing on the regular octopus hook, but it's a lot shorter.
Exactly. And it's also got that crook, that elbow in it, and it really drives that hook home.
Yep.
And I also, we're using these on the Upper Columbia, even tying them up tandem, and using them on things like super baits or our plug cut herring and things like that. The sickle hook is really coming into popularity. We started using them for kokanee fishing, finding them very effective, and now we're buying them bigger and stronger to catch king.
But we use them all the way up to 12/0 for our sturgeon fishing. They're incredible hook. They don't bend out. I've never had one break on me.
They're very strong.
And they're a great hook for a lot of different barbless hook applications. Even though they do have a barb on them, guys, you got to pinch them down yourself.
Right.
But again, incredible design hook, and they work out sweet for what we're doing.
And I think you also mentioned earlier that you're using 20-pound test leaders.
Yep, we're using 20-pound test leaders. You could probably go up to 25 or even 30 if you felt the necessary.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys are using fluorocarbon leaders. We did not today. We used a standard monofilament leader. Seemed to work out pretty good.
Yeah.
Out of our group today, we had 7 kings, adult kings, 1 jack.
And 4 really fierce fighting sturgeon.
Yeah, they were just, sorry.
Yeah, I just had it in for the sturgeon today. I taught them a lesson, didn't I?
Oh yeah, I think you did. They were laughing at you the whole time. I like it.
It was great.
Now, like I said, great fishery up here, guys. If you can ever get a chance to come on up, do it. Lots of good guides in the area. If you've never done this before, or if you got your own boat, I suggest running a guide for the first day so you know what to do, where to go, and how to do it. And you're going to pick up pointers from all of these guys. Really an easy fishery to do it. It's a little tougher today in the wind, but we got her mastered and we figured it out.
Yeah, you sure did. And as you say, you can really dial it in, knowing the area.
Yes, absolutely.
Where to be fishing.
Yep.
This is a big river down here.
Yes.
There's a lot of river. We're sitting right now just near the Biggs Bridge, near the Dalles. The Dalles is just south of us here, about 20 miles. I've used this technique launching out of Hood River and then running south down toward White Salmon. In that area.
We've also used it on some of our coastal rivers. Hump Tulips is one to mind that we've done this on.
Okay.
We've also used it on the Cowlitz, the Lewis. It's a technique that once you master it, again, it's basic technique, but once you master it, you can use this in the same type of water that you're fishing out here. You can use it in your home rivers, and again, the same type of water, and you'll be amazed how many fish you'll catch.
Absolutely, and a fun way to fish them as well. And I also, you mentioned the type of water. You know, up in our area of the Columbia River, we're dealing with a lot of current. It doesn't seem to be well suited to that. We're going to be back bouncing the cannonball. But up here, you know, we're only using 2 ounces of lead.
Yeah, absolutely. That tells you that we don't have a lot of current in our area.
Yeah.
There can be, obviously, when you go out in the deeper section of the water. But again, watch your current. As long as it's a slower pace. We've got a couple of holes in the Deschutes River. That's one of my home rivers that we fish this particular technique, and boy, it's just dynamite on them.
It really is.
Again, it's a slower, very slow pool. You just very ease the boat right through it.
Right, slow presentation.
Yep.
Watch your depth sounder.
Yep.
You know, if there's fish there, you're going to put it right in front of them with this, and give them plenty of time to look at it.
Oh yeah.
You know, one other thing I noticed that you did today on some of our rigs is you also put a small smile blade.
You bet, a Mack smile blade. Just an extra little added attraction there.
Absolutely.
We caught fish with both the smile blades and without the smile blades. It didn't really seem to be a big deal.
Right.
But again, anything you think you guys can do to put an extra fish or two in the box, hey, by all means do it.
And
there's
there might be a day
wrong
that makes
like that.
all the difference.
You bet.
You just don't know. You're always experimenting when you're salmon fishing. Now, and as I mentioned, the fall run typically down here starts sometime in September.
Typically, yes.
That's when they start coming over Bonneville, flooding up the Columbia River, and the fall run is a very strong run. Consistently one of the strongest runs of returning salmon we get to the Columbia River, because we even have great fishing all the way up to where our country is in the upper Columbia. Certainly below Priest Rapids Dam, and we still get a few fish even beyond that. So it's well worth, if you haven't experienced fishing down here in the gorge, it's an amazing place. We're down here, we're at fish camp, and as a result got to get to know Bruce and fish with him today. But we usually have the option of fishing for fall run salmon, for sturgeon, which we experienced today. We also can catch fabulous smallmouth bass fishing here as well, and also steelhead.
Yep.
Well, right here in
we
just
have
a short distance.
4 of the 5 Pacific salmon species coming up here.
Yep.
We now have chum reintroduced to some of the rivers, so we've got chum coming back in now. We've got kings. We've got 2 runs of those. We've got a spring Chinook run. We've got a fall Chinook run. We've got steelhead. We've got winter steelhead, summer steelhead. We've even got a spring steelhead that not a lot of people know about, but kind of an offshoot.
Yeah.
We've got coho salmon coming in here in the fall. We've got cutthroat. We've got anything that thinks they want to swim, has swam in the Columbia River, and is probably still doing so today. Not to mention the bass fishing. You've got smallmouth, you've got largemouth, you've got obviously sturgeon, you've got catfish. Anything you think you want to catch, it's right here in the Columbia River.
Yeah, and this gorge area is just rich with great fishing grounds for all of those.
Great sightseeing. You see neat things all the time on the riverbank. If you're not into fishing and you have non-fishing people with you, there's so much stuff to do down here. We've got a museum 5 miles away from us that's one of the natural history museums from the area.
Right.
Again, it's an incredible area to come watch.
We passed like at least a 4-point, maybe a 5-point buck on the way here.
Yep.
Right next to the freeway.
Yep.
It's just rich in wildlife and viewing, and just families would love this. If you're a serious fisherman, you better learn about the Columbia River gorge.
You bet.
Year round. Now, also, Bruce, before we leave you, you've not only fished the gorge, but you fished some other rivers too.
You bet. Yep.
You're available to fish the Cowlitz, for example.
I do fish 7 different rivers.
Yes.
And including in Columbia, I fish the Cowlitz, Lewis, Skykomish, Wainuchi, Satsip, Hump Tulips, and of course our Columbia River. And we fish for salmon, steelhead, and sturgeon. And guys, we fish year round.
Yeah, you're always available to go fishing.
You bet.
And there's always, that's the blessing of being in Washington.
Yep.
There's always a tremendous fishery available to anglers any time of year.
This Pacific Northwest is absolutely abundant in fish. Not unbeknownst to a lot of people, yes, we do have our issues, but there's always fish to go chase, always fish to go catch, and I don't care what you fish for, it's here in the Pacific Northwest. And like I said, we're in Washington today, but Oregon, Idaho, we all have it. It's here.
Well, and talking to people, one of the things I like to mention is the fact that, you know, there's always some controversy around salmon and recovery and steelhead and recovery and endangered species listings and things like that. in the last, I believe, 7 years, we have seen record returns of every species.
Absolutely.
Up the Columbia River.
This year they were
Fall.
talking fall Chinook.
We had
upwards
sockeye
of,
last
yep.
year. We've had steelhead in
Yep.
recent years. Spring salmon.
Yep.
You know, you name it. We're seeing tremendous recovery. It just gets better and better.
Well, this year right now, this is why we're having such a good year this year. The fall Chinook fishery was estimated at 680,000. We've already had more than that come over Bonneville Dam to go up to the upper river. So I don't know who messed up, but right now they've estimated at about 800,000+ fish. Wow.
That's a lot of salmon.
Wow.
A lot
That's
of salmon.
incredible.
I don't care where you're from.
Yep, that's incredible.
Well, Bruce, if somebody wanted to learn about a particular fishery, they can always contact you. But also, if they'd like to book a day and really seriously learn about the techniques and areas to fish here on the Columbia River or any of the other streams that you fish, how would they get in touch with you?
Well, you can always call me. My area code is 253. The phone number is 208-7433. Or you can get me on the web at fishingforfunguideservice.com. I know it's a long one. You'll get there. Or you can reach me via email at brucewarren@fishingforfunguideservice.com. Either way, you can get a hold of me. And if I don't answer, my wife will, and we'll hook you up.
Well, I'll tell you what, his website name says it all. Fishing for Fun Guide Service. Because I'll guarantee you, if you get together with Bruce, you're going to learn a lot. And even if you don't catch fish, you will have a great time. As we did today, fishing for fall kings in the Columbia River Gorge.